Yo guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we have my Tales of Grace's F Remastered Platinum review. And just I want to get this out of the way, we're not going to do a roadmap to Platinum for this game, as this game has came out a long time ago and people have actually documented the Platinum guide. I don't really need to see too much of the roadmap. Obviously, I do. When you do look up for the Platinum guide, there's a lot of places that it takes you to and a lot of things that aren't explained in a lot of the guides, so it can be a little bit disorienting. Just Googling everything, you should be okay. But there's no central place that I found that actually had a decent enough guide to get people through this. So if you do have questions, please ask them. But if you need help, honestly, Google is one of your best answers out there. So I just want to give my opinions over on this. And once again, a lot of what I'm going to have to say, the negatives come with the fact that this is a remaster, or essentially of an old Wii game. I have to state that quite a bit because I have to remind myself it is a Wii game. And so we're going to get into the 3 points what I personally don't like about the game, but everything else, I'm just going to glaze the game. I'm not going to lie to you guys. First point I want to get over, the models are absolutely atrocious, and I had to go back and play Tales of Vesperia, and Tales of Vesperia came out once again before Graces, and the models actually look really good in that game. It's just this game, everything looks so wonky compared to it, and so weird. It's just like the monsters look incredibly good. It's just the character or human characters in the game just look super bad. And once again, this is not knocking the game down. This is simply because, once again, you have to remember it is based off of the Wii console. So once again, the knock to it is because it's old. Number two is, once again, my opinion based idea. I just don't like the story. I know it's pretty generic, is a pretty standard fare for Tales of franchises, especially the older franchises. It's just I really wish there was a little bit of a darker tone, which you get more in like the newer Tales of game, like Zestiria, Berseria, Arise. They're a little bit more of a darker tone, and it's just one note I feel like in this game where it's just Asbel constantly is. I really liked him at the beginning of the game, but it was just like as you continue, it's like a Mary Sue kind of thing where he just wins. It's like I gotta believe in this no matter what, and he just wins and just wins and wins and wins with all the consequence, like with everything going his way. It just seems weird. It's just once again, it's probably my taste, but I'm like it's just not there, and it is once again. I have to say this is one of the older Tales of games, so I kind of get how the story is developed. It's just once again based off of the older part of the franchise. And the last thing I really didn't like was the quality system. It absolutely reminds me of the horrid Zestiria weapon upgrade system. And if it wasn't tied to a lot of the trophies in the game, it would I wouldn't even bat my eye to how bad the system is. But yeah, those are once again three gripes that I really didn't like about the game. But once again, I attribute to that all of those to essentially making because the game is so old. It's basically built on the old ways of Tales, and whether that's a good or bad thing, it's completely up to you. If you don't like the older style Tales games and the older generation, I know I can see you wouldn't be able to pick this up, but I still overall enjoy the game. The battle system is really well done. It holds up even to today's standards of Tales of games combat. I really enjoyed it. I didn't really understand it too much with the beta and alpha system. But once again, when you start gaining more action points, game is incredible. I love the battle system. It obviously reminds me more of the newer series. And I can see where the evolution from Zillia comes in, Zestiria comes in, Berseria, all of the modern Tales of games where it transforms from from essentially this game. I mean, overall, I think this was a great game. The amount of quality of life they put in. I love the fact that they give you the grade shop immediately maxed out, and you can choose as a player if you want to have those bonuses immediately or not. Because a lot they're assuming you've played this game. If you haven't, great, enjoy the game. But if you've played this already and you just want to get to the fun stuff, here's the full grade unlock system. Go have fun. Adding waypoints into the game, the cities, the overall icons in the world. Incredible quality of life. Hats off. I mean, the only thing that they didn't add into the game was the Japanese exclusive DLC, which I probably understand. I get it. It's under license, so you can't put it into the doesn't mean I can't complain about it, but I understand that. The other gripes were something they really couldn't edit out without a full, remake of the game. So the question comes down to, like, do I think it's worth it? If you're a Tales of fan, you haven't played it, you might as well come in and play it. It still holds up in my eyes to this day. It still holds up. The gameplay, everything, even like like I mentioned, like how bad the models look. The game still holds up. It still looks incredible on the latest consoles. I would recommend it. If I know if some people may not want to do it, that's completely fine. That's up to you. But the follow up question becomes: should they do more of these remasters? Yes and no. I do think some of the older ones, up to maybe Symphonia, you can do remasters for. Past Symphonia, I really think they need to start remaking them completely for the newer era. Obviously, that takes way more time, but I think you need to modernize the older ones if you're going to bring them back. That's, once again, my personal opinion, but I really think they should remake those. I'm also waiting for the next Tales of game. I know I heavily criticized Arise. I don't even think people told me and gaslit me saying I criticized it. I did criticize the story, but the gameplay, where it's central to me, was the most fun I've had in Arise. Yes, I bashed the DLC, and it deservedly got bashed, but I still want a newer Tales of game. If you're going to give me Tales of Destiny, I would love it if it was like a remake completely. You modernize everything. You can even modernize the story or something, add new stuff to it, and remake it in 3D. Wonderful. Once again, guys, that's my platinum review of Tales of Graces. Great. I think the average technically was supposed to be 120 hours. We got that under 75 hours. In total, I probably once again could have shaved off maybe 5 hours at minimum for AFK. Once again, see you in the next one. Peace out. Bye-bye.